Hello YouTube world, this is the Honey Badger. Welcome to episode 1 of Honey Badger Motorworks. I can't tell you how I'm excited to get going on this adventure, but we're going to start at the basics for those people who don't know anything about mechanics, then we're going to work our way up. Alright, we're going to start with the manuals. They can be intimidating, they can be boring, but we're going to try to make it a little bit interesting for you. But the best thing and the best way to start is with manuals. It's going to tell you the best thing about your vehicle or any item you're working on. Either it be a mechanical, being your weed eater, your snow blower, your riding lawnmower, your car, your jet ski, your boat, whatever you want to work on, it's up to you. I'm here to guide you on this path. I want to try to give you a little bit more knowledge, and I think the best way to do that is start in basics with the books first. We're going to get going. I'm going to show you where to get out of the car, and then we're going to show you how to do it online. Okay, we're gonna hop in this truck here. This is a new truck I just bought recently. I'm gonna grab the owner's manual out of here. You're gonna find it in the glove box here in most of your cars. It's gonna look something like this. It doesn't matter what vehicle it is, and there you go. We're gonna grab this owner's manual and walk through it. Now, it should be in your car, in the glove box here. If it's not inside, it might be in the side console or whatever. If it's missing, I got some answers for that as well. Okay, now that we got this manual right out of the truck, I want to show you what was in that booklet, and then we're going to go in depth. And a little warranty information that tells you your legal rights when you own your vehicle, and what the manufacturer owes you and what you owe the manufacturer regarding the warranty on your vehicle. Alrighty, pretty straightforward, pretty big booklet. We're going to walk through it a little bit on the laptop, and I'm going to show you an exploded view of this, a little bit better screen pictures of that. You just went out to your used car that you just bought, went out the glove box, looked in that owner's manual, and it's not there. If you do a quick internet search, you're going to find all sorts of places out there that provide owner's manuals for cost or for free. Now, I found one here that I like a lot, carmanuals.org up top there. And I found a pretty good selection of the newer vehicles. I didn't see anything really too far late past year 2000, so that's 20 years old. But you know, there's some vehicles out there, you know, 1990 for Ferrari. There's a wide variety of availability for years for owner's manuals. So you're gonna have to figure out what you have, and if it doesn't have it here, then you can keep looking other places. Chevy, it looks like as far as back as 1993, maybe 1977 for trucks. I found it really nice. I found a nice owner's manual for my vehicle, and that was really handy. It's probably the best I've seen. So when you go out to your used vehicle and you don't have an owner's manual in there, there's options out there without you having to spend a lot of money. Now, you could always go to the manufacturer and try to buy it, but sometimes those aren't available either. But I would encourage you to do that, and we're going to walk through an owner's manual real quick to show you what you're looking for and why it's important to have those. Okay, now here's the owner's manual for a 2003 Chevy Silverado pickup that I actually own, and I just showed you that I pulled it out of my vehicle, but this format's easier to show you guys how to make it work. Now, if you start walking through this owner's manual, it's just like anything else. It's a book with a great index. The first thing I found is many people read their owner's manual from beginning to end when they first receive it. They go, if you do this, it'll help you learn about your vehicle. I know darn well there's many people out there that don't do that. You're going to wonder why your car is doing something that you don't understand. And this is going to explain to you what each symbol means. Now, I'm going to scroll through here. Vehicle symbols, etc. Pop this open, and you're wondering what that symbol means on the dash, and you're like, oh, is there something wrong with my car? I'm not sure what's going on. You know, that's what some of these symbols are for. If you see this pop up on your dash, it's probably you having a brake issue. They'll also walk through different variations of the models of vehicles that you may own. So you're going to see these things in here. I call these somebody did something stupid. Caution, you can lose control of your vehicle while you try to adjust your manual seat while moving. I guarantee you somebody sued Chevy, therefore they had to include this. Just out of curiosity, have you guys ever done that? Okay, now it tells you how to operate things, how to operate your seats. Since this is a car repair channel, we're going to go straight to the service and appearance section and kind of work our way through that. And this is really what I wanted to show you, the crux of these owner's manuals and why they're there and important. As you read the index here, there's a lot of neat stuff, okay? Fuels for foreign countries, additives for California, what octane should you be using, oil, how to check your coolant, overheating, etc., how to change your light bulbs. It tells you how to do all this stuff in your manual. The owner's manual is telling you to do is make sure you buy genuine GM parts, genuine Porsche parts, or Subaru parts, or whatever vehicle you own. And I would tell you, it's the old adage, you get what you pay for. Now, do you have to go to the dealer for everything? No, you don't. But be very careful about knockoff parts from other countries that are not the highest quality. Higher quality parts are going to fit better and correctly the first time. All right, there's a little bit of warning. You can do your own work, what you should and shouldn't do. It tells you here, minimum octane that you're supposed to use in your vehicle, California fuels, additives you want to add. It tells you how to fill up your fuel tank. But if you've never had to fill up your own fuel tank, this is how you do it. All right, here's the important part. How to get underneath your hood. It tells you where your hood release is and how you need to do it. All right, now so you open up the hood and you're trying to figure out what is what. Now here's the deal. They walked you through each little item here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, as you walk around the engine. And those are the important items for you as a consumer. Work on your vehicle or just service it without having to take it to the dealer. Description of what each item is and why they're important to you. In the owner's manual, it tells you how to check your oil. It walks you right through it. It tells you where to find it, go back to the original description where the oil dipstick was, and it tells you how to do it. Now, we read these instructions. These are important. Do not add too much oil. It doesn't like it. The engine won't like it. When it's cold out, you want this type of weight oil. If you go to the auto parts store, you can just say, hey, you can look at all different brands, but what you're looking for is SAE 5W30. Now, the W stands for winter weight, okay? Okay, you're looking for oil for the summer. You're looking for SAE 10W30. And the cool part is that you have this owner's manual in your vehicle. You could take it in there with you and walk yourself through it. If somebody's there is nice and trying to help you, politely ask them to let you work on it yourself. And if you can't figure it out, you can ask them. But I would encourage you to try to do this yourself the first time with your manual. It tells you what to look for. Oil for gas engines only. All right, now what it's going to tell you is what oils to use and what oils not to use. Now, when it's super cold out, in areas where you get super cold, it tells you a really brief paragraph down here at the bottom. This is a very important reason to read your manuals. It tells you what oil you should and shouldn't have in your engine for different times of the year. When to change your oil. How often you need to do it. Should this engine oil be changed every 3,000 miles, every 4,000 miles? Now, a lot of cars have tracking systems that will tell you when the oil needs to be changed. And this is a particular example. It tells you how to do it right here. Let's say you want to replace your air filter for your engine. This tells you where it's at and how to do it. All these items are pretty much Badger level 1 items that need to be done. If they're in the owner's manual, they're level 1 items that can be done by anybody who can read the language that the manufacturer is produced it in. How to add the fluid and what type of fluid do you need. Now, if you have a manual transmission, it's not going to be as easy to check in the fluid an automatic transmission. So if you have a manual transmission, you're probably going to end up in level 2 or 3 Badger level because you're going to have to climb underneath the car to get at it. This is a picture of the vehicle underneath it. So just to kind of a heads up on that. Engine coolant, really important for your car. I have a series coming up. Winter is coming, prepping your wheels. 2-part series, but we're going to talk about how to check your engine coolant and make sure it's ready for winter as well. Now, this manual is a good place to start and tell you where you need to go. Windshield washer fluid. It's probably one of the most important things people run out of. It'll tell you how to add it to your vehicle. Let's say you left your lights on and you need to get your car jump started so you can get going and maybe get that battery recharged by driving it, or you can get it started and at least take it to a place to get a new battery replaced. You go in your owner's manual, it'll tell you how to jump start your vehicle with instructions. Now, you got to be very careful because if you don't do it correctly, you can cause damage to your vehicle. And that's what all these little cautions are going to tell you up here. It tells you all specific directions, very important. It tells you where to do it with pictures, super handy. Here's another chapter inside your owner's manual. You're looking through it and it tells you bulb replacement. You got that headlight that's burnt out or you got that blinker light that's burnt out. It tells you how to do it, shows you how to do it. It's super simple stuff. Badger level 1, guaranteed. Here's one of the most important parts of your owner's manual when it comes to light bulbs. It tells you which bulb number you need. So you walk into that handy auto parts store with your owner's manual and walk up and start looking for bulbs, or tell the handy person behind the counter you need 1156 for a backup light bulb. Now make sure you pay attention to the asterisks and things below. Sometimes there are exceptions to the rule. Windshield wiper blade replacement. I cover this in Winter is Coming, prepping your vehicle, but this will tell you as well how to do that. Tires. You got to remember the car is designed to operate with specific tires and tire sizes for your vehicle. It tells you how to check your tire pressure, how to do it, and where to do it. Now the owner's manual is super handy. It even tells you how to buy tires. If you're not sure, it'll walk you right through it. Now here's a really important one. I see it all the time. Knowing how to do something and choosing to do something is totally two different things. But I see cars parked on the long side of the road all the time. People sitting there waiting for a truck to come by and pick them up or help them fix their tire when they could change their own flat themselves. Every car comes with a spare tire. If you know how to do it and it's in the safe zone, you can change your own tire. I would encourage you to do it before you need to do it. The manual will tell you how to do all that stuff. Now, you want to keep a car looking nice and pretty? The owner's manual will tell you how to do that as well. For some reason, the lights stop working. You can always check your fuses, and it tells you where your fuses are at and what they operate. Okay, you want to work on your vehicle and you want to change the oil, but you have no idea how much oil it takes. You go to the back of the manual, it tells you capacities and specifications. And you go through here and look, it tells you how much fluid's going to be in your cooling system. All right, engine with filter. So if you're going to change a Vortec 4300 V6 engine with the oil filter, you're going to need 4.5 quarts, okay? For the metric, it's going to be 4.3 liters. How much gas does this vehicle hold? It's going to tell you. Now, how often should you work on your vehicle? This is going to tell you as well. Under Honey Badger University, we're going to teach you to do some of this stuff. We may get to all of it, we may not. We're going to see where this adventure takes us. What I'm trying to do here is teach you and give you the knowledge of where to look and what to think about when you go to work on your vehicle. Some things to think about once a month, each time you fill up. Another cool reason to read your owner's manuals, if your car is being worked on by the dealer, it tells you what they're going to do for you and what they won't do for you. It's right in the owner's manual. The dealer says, oh, I'm not going to do that. You can go to the owner's manual and say, hey, according to this, you're supposed to. All right, what about a defect or a recall? It tells you where to look this stuff up. Okay, we're in the back. If you're trying to find things, this is where you're going to look at back in the index. It's just like any book. They're very, very handy. Okay, owner's manuals. I went through it and showed you a few things here and there, but I would encourage you to go through it. And this particular manual had 556 pages to it. We don't have time to do this, and I don't want to bore you by going through each individual page and kind of walking through each item. But I wanted to give you an idea of what's in there and spark your interest to go look at your owner's manual in your own vehicle that you have. If you don't have one, I showed you where you can go find one. That's owner's manuals. We'll call it a wrap for that. Okay, we just covered owner's manuals. Now we're going to talk about repair manuals. Repair manuals are just as the name implies. They're there for to repair a vehicle or a tractor or whatever mechanical item you're working on. Their e-manual online is a great place to grab these. I've used them for years. I'm a big fan of them. Their prices are reasonable for what you're getting. They have great manuals that you can download efficiently and quickly for about anything you can ever dream of working on. So if you walk down, there's all sorts of categories: cars, agricultural, etc., power sports, trucks, construction, whatever you want to work on. And whatever you're starting to dip your toe in the water to learn to work on things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the cars over to BMW. I'm going to bring up my favorite 3 Series vehicle. Now 3 Series, you walk across the top and these are chassis names for each individual years and groups of years. Now E30, I want to grab that. It's a favorite vehicle that I used to own. Kind of walk you through this as well. So repair manuals, shop repair, service manuals available. There's different prices you can see right here. For $30, I guarantee you, if you're not careful and you're not watching what you're doing, and if you're trying to walk through and work on a vehicle without using a repair manual, you can do more than $31 worth of damage if you're not careful. I highly recommend that you buy a manual for the vehicle that you own, or the lawnmower that you're learning to work on, or whatever mechanical item we're going to start a project with, or you're going to start a project working on first. We'll walk over just kind of show you what you get for this $30. These manuals are very detailed and they provide a lot of information, and that's what I like about them. You open these up and they show you what individual part is by these numbers. They give you great pictures and descriptions of the items that you're working on, the bolt, give you lots of cautions, and then if you're going to put it back on, it tells you how tight you want to tighten it too. Additionally, if you're working on something complex that requires a special tool, they also tell you the tool number. The nice thing about the internet is you plop that tool number in your Google search or whatever search you choose to use, and it'll pop right up, and most likely it'll take you to Amazon and for that part or that tool. Like I mentioned, you don't have to have a repair manual. If you've never worked on a vehicle before, I highly recommend it. It's a great investment, $30, it's cheap. If you sell a vehicle, you can throw that in there and email it to the new owner. Now let's say if I buy a vehicle I've never worked on before, let's say I'm gonna grab a Ferrari, and I find it cheap, and there's no such thing as a cheap Ferrari, it just means it's broken. We're gonna go look at our favorite Ferrari 308 Magnum PI Ferrari. And as you can see, you're thinking Ferrari manuals, it's got to be expensive. No, these are the same prices as the BMWs. The cool part about this stuff is they have all sorts of manuals in there. If you're missing your owner's manual for your vehicle, you can grab that as well. $18.99 for your owner's manual. If you want to work on the vehicle, you just grab it, repair it. Same cost, it's actually a little cheaper. You walk down, it gives you a good description of what's in that manual. And you want to work with something a little bit more basic to start out with, which is great, and that's what I highly encourage you to do. You want to walk all the way down, and I just noticed this recently, all the way down here at the bottom, e-manual online is they want to encourage you to working on vehicles. They're providing some free manuals to help you work on your vehicles. A textbook for automotive chassis and body engineering, car repair tips, art of buying a car, dictionary of automotive terms. In the spirit of e-manual, they're going to try to sell you as many manuals as they can, but they're also providing some good information as well as some free information. So as I mentioned, I've used them for years. I'm very happy with them. I'm not getting any sponsorship right now from them. I've just used them, and I told you I would only recommend items that I've used. Okay, next is Haynes manuals. I grew up with Haynes manuals, and I also grew up with Climbers manuals. We'll go to Haynes for a minute. Now, the nice thing about Haynes manuals is that they're a little bit more in-depth, and if you want an actual paper manual, you can get that as well. They get it mailed to you, or you can do downloads as well. Now, Haynes has the pride of saying every manual they build was based on a teardown or actual somebody working on there and taking pictures of that item there you're working on. Say you're working on a water pump on a car, they show you how they did it with pictures, not a lot of pictures, but with pictures, but they've actually done the work. So it's not like somebody guessing and saying, oh, this is how it should be done. Now, Climbers manual is the same thing, but they're more catered toward motorcycles, outdoor equipment, snowmobiles, etc., which is great. You need that information if you're working on something simple, something small, and this is where I would encourage you to work on. If you're nervous about working on your own car, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about a start project, but I would encourage you to grab a cheap lawnmower or snowblower or something off of Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist and start there. Haynes is more, I would say, cars. Climbers is more for power sports, etc. Okay, the next player on the block, I would tell you, is Chilton. Now, when I was a kid, Dad always had a Chilton manual, and this is what I learned on. Now, what I did find is that they did provide the basic information and the theories greater than Haynes or Climbers. There's a place for Chilton manuals in your workbench. If you don't want to spend the money buying these, you can also go to your local library and check these out and borrow them. Now, would I encourage you to use the manual while you're working on your vehicle and get your greasy paw prints all over these manuals? I would not encourage you to do that, but I would encourage you to borrow these manuals and look through these manuals and figure out what you like the best. Okay, now that wraps up repair manuals. That's how you're going to get them and where you're going to buy them. All right, that's a wrap for episode 1. I hope you learned something. Put your comments down below, your questions down below. Again, I'm not here to fix your car. I'm here to guide you to how to work on your car, your lawnmower, whatever it is. I'm not going to fix it for you. I'm going to teach you how to fix it yourself. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button below. Hit the subscribe button. Find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all those wonderful places out on social media. I can't wait to share with you all these super episodes I got going on. All right, we're going to call it a wrap for today. Check you on the next episode.